I would like to introduce you now to the Excel spreadsheet. Those of you who never used Excel or have used Excel, we're going to talk in terms of what functions we're going to use for statistics. This is similar to the first spreadsheet assignment for Module 1. Just to give you an overview, you know that over here we can change the font size of either the column or of a particular cells. Over here we go to general, we can create numbers, we can go to accounting, you can deal with percentages, scientific notation, or text. Over here we can increase or decrease the number of decimal places that we're going to deal with. We can insert rows or columns, we can delete rows or columns, we can take a set of numbers and we can write them in ordered form from smallest to largest, largest to smallest. This symbol over here is our sum sigma sum symbol, and it takes the sum automatically of an entire row. We are also going to be using formulas. We go to more functions and we go to our statistical functions, and you have a list of statistical functions on a Mac as well. Also, for graphing purposes, we're going to go to insert. We go to the recommended charts. We have a column chart or a bar graph, whether we have vertical bars or horizontal bars. We're also going to be using the scatter plot later on. You can change things to a donut or a pie chart, and we're going to be working with these as we go along. Just to get to the basic information, we are going to right now want to be able to find the sum and the averages of these two data sets. The first thing I want to do is be able to write down the functions that we are using. So I'm going to highlight column A, and now I'm going to go back home and I want to insert a column. So over here, I can put down the fact that we want the sum of the column, and we also want the average of the column. Notice that the font size is different than the 14 that we had here, so I can change this to a font size of 14. Also, in order to be able to highlight this information, and if I want this to go through this entire side, we can go here, which says merge and center. I can bold it. And then if I want it to look nice, we go to this information, which gives us our borders. I want a bottom border, and it automatically shows how this has this information. Now, before we get, and here I want to expand column A. Before we do anything, I want to take both of these columns and I want to change the order of the numbers from smallest to largest. So I'm going to A to Z sort. Notice it says AZ, I sort the smallest to the largest. And all the numbers are changed in the first column. Unfortunately, the second column didn't go, so we have to do each one individually. Here we go, expand the selection. We're going to continue with this selection. And again, we sorted all the numbers from smallest to largest. Now, in order to be able to find the sum, we can go to the shortcut method, which we use this letter, which is sigma, which gives us the sum of the numbers. And when I scroll there, you notice that this entire column is highlighted. All I have to do is press enter, and now we have the sum of the first column. In order to be able to find the average, there are two ways of doing it. I can either go to formulas, more functions, statistical, and hit on average, and you know it says returns the arithmetic average of the arguments. And again, what we have this particular template, I scroll down on all of the numbers that we have, starting at 144 down to 180. You will notice the sum appears below the windows. Also, the formula results at the lower left-hand side. We press OK, and notice it goes to the nearest tenth. If we want to increase that to a larger decimal number, we can go to increase our decimal digits. and it automatically will increase it to the nearest thousandth, or we can go back to the nearest hundredth. Now that I've taken the sum and the average of the first set of information, I can copy this information by scrolling down. Notice I have the plus sign. I move it over, and now automatically we have also the sum and the average of these two columns. Again, I want to be able to highlight that. So I now have the sum of the data in column 1, the average in column 1, the sum of the data in column 2, and the average of the data in column 2. Now go ahead and use this information to create your own spreadsheet.